You've finally achieved that perfectly stacked, succulent, juicy Skyrim mod list. But you've got a problem. You're still using that default Steam game path, and thus you live in constant fear of Steam pushing out an update that breaks everything. The solution? We must simply move our game out of the Steam folder and make a small adjustment to Mod Organizer 2. This would also be an excellent time to back up your game files if you haven't done so already. My previous video covers just how to do that, but it's basically just copy pasting the game files somewhere safe. So, let's rescue our game. Open Steam and navigate to your library. In here, we're gonna find the Elder Scrolls V Skyrim Special Edition right here. Hover over it, right click, and then move to Manage and select Browse Local Files. These are our Skyrim files, but we want the whole folder. So let's navigate out to the parent directory by clicking up here where it says Common. Now we have to decide where exactly we want to put our game. It doesn't really matter where you choose, but I would recommend your fastest drive, preferably a solid state, if you have it. I want to put mine in the G drive, so I'm going to hover over it here, right click, and select Open a New Window. Now I've made a folder in here called Games. I'm just going to go ahead and open that up, and I'm going to be placing my Skyrim folder directly into here. It's as simple as just dragging and dropping it. Do note that since I moved it from one location to another on the same physical drive, it just moved all of the files over. However, if you move the game to a completely different drive, like say from G to C, then the files would be copied over and you would have a copy on each drive still. You could circumvent that by cutting and pasting the game folder to your destination instead of dragging and dropping. All that's left to do now is head over to Mod Organizer 2 and update our game folder location as well as our executables list. When you launch Mod Organizer, you should get this error pop up. Don't panic, just select OK, then Browse, and navigate to your new Skyrim installation. Click on your Skyrim folder, and then down here, hit Select Folder. Now, to double check that we did it right, let's go ahead and select the wrench and screwdriver icon up here. This opens our Settings tab, which you can also get to by navigating to Tools, then Settings. In here, we want to make sure we're on the Paths tab, and then look down at where it says Managed Game, then make sure that this listed location is the same as your new location for Skyrim. Everything looks right in here for me, so I'm just gonna go ahead and hit OK. Now there's one last step that we need to take, and that's updating our executables list. Click on this cogwheel icon to open up your executables list. You can also get here by navigating to Tools, then Executables. We can see that these executables are still pointing at the Steam folder location, which actually doesn't exist anymore. So if you try to launch through any of these, you will get an error. The solution here is very simple. We're going to click on this little icon that looks like a broom. And as it says here, this will restore all of the executables provided by the game plugin. Basically, it's just going to check your game folder for any executable files and then update them in this list here. Just go ahead and hit OK. As you can see here, we now have duplicates of some of our executable files. The ones with a number after their name, like we see here, these are your old copies, which can now safely be removed. We'll just highlight them and then select the Remove Executable button. Now let's double check that our new executables are pointed at the right place. Here we can see that the binaries are being listed in the new proper location. Let's take a look at the other executables, just make sure they're in the same folders, and everything looks right. We can go ahead and hit Apply and then OK. And just like that, you've done it. We can now go on with our life without fear of Steam breaking our precious game files. Last time I told you to never launch Skyrim from Steam, now you simply won't be able to. Side note, you will still have to be logged into Steam to be able to play Skyrim, and it will still record your gameplay time as well as achievements earned. And that's because of this little file right here. If you enjoyed this video or found it useful, please like and subscribe. I will appreciate you forever. Until next time, stay safe.